Treasure is in the search, what we find out along the way. The people who search for truth and what they found, some who ended up penniless and broke on their deathbeds, in search of the truth that just wasn't there, but they did it though, which is more than what most would say. These people had a theory and researched their ideas to the bitter end. Mysteries that lay in hiding are all that we have now for adventure. Manuscripts hundreds and thousands of years old, yet to be translated. Conspiracy theories, spies, ciphers and espionage, going all the way back to the Dark Ages. Francis Bacon was considered the James Bond of his time. It doesn't matter who the writer was if the writing still remains. Search those manifests and ledgers and find out for yourself if the stories hold weight. If true to yourself, you will soon find yourself involved in all sorts of things. Learning words like boogery, disinheritance, and so forth. Information will present itself more and more, changing your perception of life slowly as time goes by. Many people are incapable of thinking outside of the box, and some are highly intelligent as well, living their lives for fame, credibility, and popularity. We shouldn't set ourselves upon a pedestal, criticizing these intelligent individuals. Some people realize that intelligence doesn't carry any degree. Some do claim that intelligence, and without a degree, represents wasted knowledge. Statements based on arrogance alone. Politicians and science work hand in hand, confusing the people, so that agendas can be met. The same scientists who believe in climate change are the same scientists that condone genetically modified organisms. Secrets are kept in order to protect us, while Marconi kills over 25 scientists. Deaths within a 20-year time span are considered coincidence. Mysterious deaths and suicide, of course. A few people go missing and never seen again. War criminals pardoned by their enemies in order to achieve space exploration and espionage. Nuclear physicists detonate nuclear bombs in the desert for decades. General Electric has nuclear reactor meltdowns in Japan, yet we are at fault for all environmental problems. Misinformation is constant and from all directions. Greenpeace no longer fights to save the whales or conduct scientific research anymore. Their efforts aim toward politics, and their founder disavowed. He left the organization and now supports nuclear energy, calling it the safest form of energy. As a society, we listen to parasites that gather crumbs from the table in order to eat. Intellectuals covet knowledge with copyright laws. People wish for fame and fortune through their achievements, instead of having satisfaction from the achievement itself. The powerful determine who is heard, and the media is a form of mesmerization. Whether it's television, newspapers, scientific journals, it doesn't matter. Exploration is replaced with economics, time frames, and alliances. Organizations replace democratically elected officials and force social reforms on the citizens. Referendums and counter-referendums are still being used in today's world. Cooperation and compliance is your only salvation. Politicians give credibility to a cause to achieve political agendas while pretending to be for the people, setting up systems of control and creating ignorant, lazy people who believe statistics and polls. Without method, words become laws that are manipulated so that the people can't understand what is being said. Hearing these words and becoming convinced of their ignorance and their need for help. We as individuals are too ignorant to govern ourselves, so we must be governed. The institutional man is trapped by ignorance and by his own consent. A poor man marches into the courtroom and is introduced to the thought that he needs a public defender. Being poor, he couldn't possibly defend himself, even if he is innocent of all charges. So he takes the public defender, surrendering his right to be heard in court and separated from the judicial process. Only his representation can speak on his behalf, while agreeing by stipulation to whatever his representation pleases. The ignorant man rants about freedom, saying this country was built on the backs of the free, but what does his conscience really say? Follow the leader and fight for the cause? Together we stand and divided we fall? People confuse honor with loyalty, choosing strategy over honesty. Heroes are chosen, but soldiers have mothers, wives, and children at home. Lives filled with sleepless nights and worry. Heroes are placed in front of the people as martyrs, as trophies, so that their grandeur reflects onto the leaders they serve. Society idolizes leaders like kings sitting on a throne, and worship like gods. Leaders wear masks, nothing more than actors who pretend to be what we wish them to be. In secrecy, and behind closed doors, they are liars with sorrow in one hand, and peace in the other. Deceit is the only thing they know, with strategies played from days long ago. We worship new gods of cruelty, hate, suppression, and greed.